Imagine this. I walk into the car dealership where my son-in-law works, and he suddenly shouts, "Get out of here! You can't afford our cars!" He calls security to escort me out like some nobody. But then, his boss shows up, looks at my son-in-law, and says coldly, "This gentleman's Bentley has already arrived, and you're fired." My son-in-law's betrayal turned into sweet justice, but that was just the start. Before we go on, please subscribe to the channel and comment what time it is where you are right now. The Accord's engine hummed as I parked on the street. Greg's Mercedes GLE taking up the driveway like it owned the place. On that March evening, the light gleamed off the car's shiny silver paint, and there was Greg, cloth in hand, making lazy circles over the hood. He noticed me coming, but kept polishing. "Victor, you're early. Just got this gem yesterday. GLE $450,120,000. Can you believe it? I adjusted the little gift bag with toys for the grandkids. It's really impressive. Greg, are Laura and the kids inside?" He grinned. That look I'd gotten used to over the last 4 years. "They're in there. You can park on the street. Wouldn't want your Accord leaving oil spots on my driveway." Through the front window, Evan and Sophia waved. Their outfits caught my eye right away. Evan's shirt had a torn sleeve. Sophia's jeans were too tight around the waist. I waved back, seeing Greg step between me and the door, making me stare at his new toy a bit longer. The house smelled of grilled steak, and something sharp I couldn't place. Laura peeked from the kitchen, drying her hands on a dishcloth, her smile not quite real. "Dad, glad you're here." She gave me a quick hug, then pulled away as Greg came in behind me, blocking the doorway. The dining room looked pricey in that forced, fancy way. Modern paintings I knew she wouldn't pick. Chairs that looked good but felt stiff. Greg sat at the head of the table, even with me there. The kids sat opposite me, silent and alert. "So, Victor, how's that one bedroom treating you?" Still hear the traffic outside. Greg poured himself scotch without offering any. "It works for me. I couldn't handle that. A man needs room. But I suppose at your age, simplifying is logical." "Right. Dear," he glanced at Laura. She sliced a piece of steak with steady care. "Everyone's circumstances are different." Sophia tried to ask me something, but Greg cut her off. "This GLE, Victor, has a turbocharged V6, 0 to 60 in 4.5 seconds. Of course, I don't know if you'd get that. Coming from what year is your Accord? 2012? 2011? Even better." He chuckled, and Laura gave a faint smile over her glass. The dinner went on like that. Every subject Greg brought up turned into a judgment on value and position. He mentioned the GLE's features 4 times, by my count. When Sophia finally got to ask about my day, Greg interrupted again. "Retirement dullness. Nothing but free hours. Must be odd after those years in sales. I'd run a thriving tool shop for 35 years, sold it in 2022. But Greg liked his twisted take on my past. I saw Laura refill his glass before it was empty, a habit she'd picked up. She'd learned his patterns, met his wants before he said them. This wasn't the daughter who'd debated history with me over coffee, who'd challenged ideas, who'd dreamed of writing novels. "Actually," I said, "I've been thinking about Evan's schooling. Your mom said reading is tough this year." Evan perked up, eager. I was considering enrichment classes or maybe a school with fewer students per class. I'd be glad to help. Greg placed his knife down slowly. "We take care of our kids. We don't need gifts. It's not a gift. It's support from their grandpa. We don't take pity from someone in a one-bedroom on a pension. This talk is done. His tone turned icy, sharp. Laura's knife stopped midway to her mouth, then kept going. No support, no words. The kids looked down at their food. I counted 4 moments during that meal when Laura could have backed me up. She picked quiet each time. After eating, I asked to see the kids' rooms. Sophia's nightstand had loose knobs fixed with duct tape. Evan's boots, shoved under his bed, had holes right through the bottoms. But the main bedroom door was ajar, and I saw the king-size bed with its spotless gray sheets. Price tag still on, hanging from the blanket edge. $900. The amount was plain to see. In the hall, Sophia whispered. Grandpa, do you like Dad's new car? It's fine. Honey, how's school? Okay. Dad says we might get new boots soon. I glanced at her faded sneakers, the fabric peeling away. Soon, he says the car loan comes first. It's fine. These still work. I found Greg in the den, on his phone. Thanks for the meal. I'll call next week about Laura. We'll see when we're available. We're occupied, folks. Not everyone has unlimited leisure time. Greg, I'd like more time with my grandkids. Maybe. Bye. Victor. He looked away. Talk over. Through the window, as I headed to my car, I saw his arm wrap around Laura's waist, claiming and directing. She leaned in. Or perhaps she just didn't pull back. The drive back to Westwood took 30 minutes through night traffic. My one-bedroom apartment welcomed me with its usual calm, compact, sure, but neatly arranged. Everything had a spot. No waste. I brewed coffee and sat at my table, the computer glowing softly across the space. My banking site loaded gradually. The balance showed. 25,800,000. I'd sold my company 16 months ago for $25 million. Investments, frugal habits, and time had grown the figure. I shut the laptop without fully signing out. On the wall, a framed picture glowed in the light. Hayes Tools' first day in 1988. I was 32, standing by the door I'd planned myself. Wearing my dad's ring, I'd created something. They thought that made me soft. Greg saw the simple apartment and thought poverty. Laura had quit askings about my money long ago. Sure, I'd blown the sale proceeds somehow. I opened a new file on my computer, named it Family Notes, March 2025, and started writing. Kids' outfit states, fancy bedroom buys, Greg's buying habits, the Mercedes timing. Tomorrow, I'd begin observing more closely. Not with fury, that would blur thinking. With accuracy, the way I'd studied market shifts and vendor deals for 35 years. Greg had made an error. He'd thought I was done, helpless, unimportant. I saved the file, made a secure folder with a code, and went to sleep. But rest came late, pictures looping in my head. Sophia's taped knobs, Evan's ruined boots, that $900 tag swaying lightly in the fan's draft. 4 days later, I sat at my table as morning sun spread over my computer screen. The tea next to me had cooled 2 hours back. I'd been looking up private detectives in Los Angeles County since 7 a.m. Checking ratings, verifying state permits, matching against complaint lists. My company skills helped. Check your hires well before committing. I'd cut the list to 4 options and set up meetings. The first 3 didn't fit. One was too pushy, vowing outcomes before knowing the details. Another asked for $9,000 for work I figured should cost less. But the 4th, Michael Reynolds, agreed to meet that evening at a diner in Santa Monica. The spot was smart, midway between Westwood and Beverly Hills, neutral ground, open for safety, but private for secrecy. I got there 20 minutes early, picked a back booth, and waited. Reynolds arrived right on time, late 50s, silver in his hair, outfit clean but not lavish. He got plain tea and sat straight to business. You mentioned it's family stuff. I like the straightforwardness. I need details on my son-in-law. His actions have shifted. My daughter seems changed. I need proof, not guesses. What bothers you exactly? He's spending more than he earns, showing off riches while his kids wear old stuff. Either he's concealing earnings or debt. I need to know. Reynolds took out a tiny pad. 3 weeks. Complete watch and history check. $4,000. I'll need his routine. Car info. Job site. I'd ready it all. Jotted it down the evening before on one page. Greg's shifts at Elite Vehicles Los Angeles. The Mercedes plate. His usual brake pattern. I passed the paper over. I'll pay half up front, half at end. I want updates each day. Nothing written till the last report. He agreed. Cash for the first part preferred. I gave him an envelope with $2,500. We shook, and he left first. I drank my cold tea, seeing him drive off in a plain van. A pro. That's what I required. The weeks dragged. Reynolds texted short notes. Target at job, break meet seen, night habits tracked. Nothing big, just activity proof. I kept my regular life. Market on Wednesday, bookstore on Friday, a stroll around the block every night. If someone watched me, they'd spot nothing odd. 12 days after starting him, Reynolds phoned. We need to talk. Same spot. 3 p.m. The file he pushed over was bulkier than expected. Photos with times, showing Greg with a younger lady, early 30s, dressed sharp. 4 different spots, 3 motels. The poses needed no explanation. His arm around her waist, their heads close over a booth, her hand on his shoulder. Her name's Vanessa Taylor, rep at his lot. From online traces and scene routines, I'd guess 9 months. I examined each photo systematically, making myself view facts over hurt. You're sure photos don't fake? Spots Ruth's Chris, Nobu, Spago, Motels Hilton 3 times, Ritz-Carlton twice. He uses a card she doesn't notice, separate from family ones, leading to the money part. Reynolds brought out more papers. History search showed loans in his name alone. About $70,000 taken in the last 14 months over 4 banks. Cards at max. With your daughter's home loan and car debts in open records. Total family owed around $380,000. I took it in slowly. Does my daughter know the loans joint accounts show nothing? He's handling those pays alone, meaning hidden cash or juggling debts. Your view, Reynolds sat back, picking words. Man's living double, over his limit. Numbers won't hold forever. Your grandkid's home is a debt tower. One skip, one crisis, and it falls. I gave him the rest, $2,000 in cash, thanked his detail, and drove home with the file beside me. But I wasn't done. I needed to witness it personally. Needed that direct proof. The next Wednesday, I sat at the counter of a trendy eatery Reynolds had noted. Got there at noon, 40 minutes before Greg's normal break time. Ordered tea. Chose a seat with a reflection view of the room. My phone sat on the counter, tilted to seem normal. Greg came at 12:40 with Vanessa. They laughed, his hand on her back. The same claiming move he used on Laura. He held her chair, got champagne without price check, leaned in close, talking. I snapped pics via my phone cam, acting like checking emails. One shot got his ring clear while his fingers linked with hers on the linen. The champagne was $110. I saw the servers show. Greg hardly looked at the bottle before okaying. This was a guy sinking his family in red for pride and fling. And neither lover nor spouse grasped the math closing in. I left 25 for my $10 tea and slipped out before they saw. The pics joined Reynolds' stuff in my locked computer file. That night, I laid it all on my table. Detective summary, my photos, money data I'd gathered. I made a schedule on pad paper, mapping the flow. Fling started 9 months back. Debt sped up 7 months ago. Mercedes bought 2 months ago. The setup was clear as math. I dug into Elite Vehicles Los Angeles deeply. Their stock, their team, their owners. Mark Webber ran the place. Third-gen owner, known for upscale privacy. And there, in their web list, I found it. A Bentley Continental listed for 8 months at $520,000. 8 months unmoved. A shame for a high-end spot. The cut on that ride would be big. 50 or 60,000 maybe. Greg hadn't sold it despite being lead sales head. What if a real buyer wanted that exact one? What if that buyer wanted direct owner deal for quiet? What if that buyer was me? I started writing an email to Mark Webber, selecting each term with care. Seasoned trader looking for asset-level ride for own set. Quick cash buy ready. Quiet deal wanted. Ask for closed talk with bosses. No word of Greg. No sign of link. Pure trade ask from what seemed a deep-pocket buyer. I drafted and redrafted for 3 hours. Tweaking voice, building trust. My trade letter know-how helped. I'd sent countless to providers, always balancing pro and power. Near 10 p.m. I called Laura. Short update. Nothing strange. Just seeing how you are. Her tone was off. Fine, Dad. Tied up with kids' plans. Everything good. You sound tense lately. The guard came fast. All good. Greg's pushing hard. We're okay. If you need anything. Gotta run. Talk later. She ended before I replied. I sat in the dim. Just my computer's light on the table. The email to Mark Webber was done, but not sent. I'd hold till dawn. Make it seem like an early trade note from someone with drive. On my table, I set the items. Reynolds' end report. My extra picks. Money breakdown. Lot research. Next to them, a penned list called goals. 4 points. 1. Reveal Greg at work. 2. Shield Laura and grandkids money-wise. 3. Secure grandkids tomorrow. Not payback. Plan. Not rage. Method. I stored all in the locked file named Family Guard 2025. Then made a hard copy backup in the safe drawer with my dad's ring and my company sale papers. Tomorrow dawn, I'd send the Bentley email. Timing counts in trade. Always did. My finger lingered over the pad, then hit save draft. I'd learned weight over 35 years. Another 15 hours wouldn't hurt. But the base was set. The dig done. The path drawn. Greg thought he knew me. Retired. Shrunk. Useless. He was about to learn the gap between simplifying and smart placement. The pointer lingered over the reach form on Elite Vehicles Los Angeles' site. Thursday morning, 10:20. I'd written the note 4 times now, polishing each word till the voice hit spot on. Pro enough for belief. Hazy enough for curiosity. I entered the name in the form. Richard Harlan. The email I'd made yesterday just for this filled in auto. Topic line query asset grade ride for closed set. The note mentioned draw to rare upscale rides with growth chance. Noted Bentley stock clearly. Stressed quiet. No word of Greg. No family hint. Straight trade ask from what looked a real buyer with real funds. I read it 4 times. Scanning for clues. Anything tying Richard Harlan to Victor Hayes. Good. I shifted the pointer to submit. The email zipped off into web space. First step taken. I closed the computer and brewed new tea, pushing through standard morning flow, scanning updates, viewing holdings, sorting files. But my gaze kept pulling to the computer, waiting. The reply hit at 3:15 that afternoon. Mark Webber himself answered. Not a rep. The note had pro zeal. Yes, they had the Continental GT, 520,000, top shape, ready for fast buy. Weber added his straight office number and offered a closed viewing off regular floor hours for deep collectors who like quiet deals. I read the hints easy. Weber smelled big funds and wanted to manage this himself. Skipping the floor cut setup fully. Meaning no Greg at all. Ideal. I held 2.5 hours before answering. Couldn't look too keen, too needy. My answer was short. Like meet with owners straight. Open this week. Cash deal possible for right ride. Asked his times. His reply came in 40 minutes. Next day afternoon. Closed office meet. Bring ID for forms prep. I spent the night readying. Went to my bank. Got a bank check for $120,000 to Elite Vehicles, Los Angeles. Bought a vinyl binder from a supply shop. Nothing fancy, but businesslike. Picked next day's outfit. Office casual, tidy, not showy. Friday afternoon, I drove to the lot, but parked 3 blocks off in a city lot. Didn't want the Accord seen at the site yet. That show would wait on my call. The walk to Elite Vehicles took 10 minutes. I went in via the back door, Weber noted in his email. Dodging the chief showroom where Greg sold, the front desk knew me, gave a pro grin, and led me right to Weber's third-floor office. The room viewed the floor through tinted glass. Weber stood to meet me. Strong grip, offered tea, pointed to plush seats across his oak desk. Car picks and deal prizes lined the walls. Through the glass down, I could spot the floor. Spot Greg chatting with a buyer near the Audi area, waving lively, sure in his zone. Spot the Bentley Continental, set bright under lights, its white body shining. Weber launched the usual upscale pitch, but I cut in gently. Mr. Weber, I've researched. That ride sat in stock 8 months. I'm set to keep this easy for us both. His brows lifted a bit. You've prepared well. Yes, it's been a display item. An amazing ride for the perfect owner. That's one view. I reached in my coat, took the envelope from the inside slot, not digging from a billfold, but ready, pushed it over his desk. I'm set to put $120,000 down now. Rest $400 on pickup, but with terms. Weber opened it, checked the bank check. His look changed. This wasn't talk. This was actual cash on his table. I'm hearing. First, this deal stays us till pickup. No floor team till I get the ride. He paused. That's odd. Why I prize privacy. Too many fancy buys go open fast. Lots pushing for leads, kin asking, partners guessing. I choose quiet. Act open when set. Weber eyed me a second, then nodded gradual. And the next term, I want to get the ride myself during open hours. No alert to your crew. I want the real floor feel at collect. His face showed puzzle, but he stared at 8 months of stock cost on his floor and a big owner cut that could work. We did the next 50 minutes on forms, signing spots, checking pickup schedule, 5 weeks for last polish and setup, mid-May collect date. As the talk ended, chat went easy. Weber noted pride in his setup, his crew's skill. I kept my tone light. You run a great place. My daughter's spouse works here. Actually, Greg. Weber's look shifted slight. Awareness then guarded neutral. Greg. Yes. He's a manager. You're kin by wed. We don't chat deals much. I keep family and funds apart. I'm sure you get it. I see. I rose, collecting my binder. It'll be fun to see his face when I pick the Bentley. Haven't told Kin my taste in upscale rides. Should shock. Weber's expression hinted he grasped this wasn't plain deal, but papers signed, down paid, funds locked. He offered his hand. We'll ring you 2 days pre-pickup. I left via the same back door. Walked to the lot at steady speed. Only when alone in the Accord did I let the strain ease from my back. I sat 4 minutes handling what I'd started before firing the motor. Back home, I opened my computer's planner, marked the pickup 5 weeks on, mid-May, set weekly alerts down. Under the date, I wrote one line, Greg's judgment, then erased it fast. No penned proof of reason, even private. I checked my holdings. 120,000 down. 400 held in separate for end pay. Still left 24.3 million in assets safe. The price of fairness doable. I eyed the framed pic of my tool shop's first day. The slow build of worth. Piece by piece. Choice by choice. This was same method. Just other build. 5 weeks till Greg learned his father-in-law wasn't a weak retiree scraping by. 5 weeks till fact went public. I felt something absent since selling my company 3 years back. Thrill of seeing solid plans finish. The call came at 11:12 Friday morning. Mark Weber's voice, pro and even, Mr. Hayes, your ride is set. When to collect, I checked the clock on my table. I'll come in the next hour. Great. All ready. After ending, I went through prep with steady caution. Took off my good bracelet. Swapped it with a basic plastic one from my drawer back. Chose my oldest pants. A simple blue coat with frayed cuffs. Battered work shoes from my tool days. Checked myself in the glass. Ideal picture of a plain retiree. Just what Greg waited to see. Just what would make the difference crushing. I took the Accord keys and went. On the 35-minute drive to the lot, I stopped at a stop sign. My image showed in the side glass. 65 years, in clothes like yard sale pics, driving a 12-year-old sedan. But in my gaze, I saw something gone for 3 years. Drive. The sign changed. I moved on. Elite vehicles appeared ahead, its clear walls showing the inner showroom, shining rides under custom lights, sales crew in crisp outfits, the managed upscale of big cash. I pulled the Accord into guest parking. No hide, right near the front. Through the clear, I saw Greg by the Lexus spot, deep in talk with an older pair, pointing at a ride's perks with trained zeal. I went in the main front. The bell rang soft. The front desk looked up with a pro smile, began to welcome. I walked by her to the showroom middle, eyes on the Bentley Continental, set under beams like art. Motion hit Greg's side view. He glanced mid-word with his buyers, did a clear second look, his face moving quick. Puzzle, then annoyance, then like shame that his low kin was there, maybe hurting his work image. I walked around the Bentley slow, checking it like a buyer might, touched the hood's shine, looked in windows at the tan seats, tested the handles. Greg left his buyers, came over with made ease, mouth tight. Victor, what are you up to? I turned, face flat, eyeing this ride. It's stunning. His expression darkened more. This isn't for window shopping. These are real rides for real buyers. Other crew started noting us. Talks hushed. Focus moved. I kept checking the Bentley, opened the front door. Free for show. I wondered about a spin. Greg's hold broke like tight string. Tone up. Spin. You can't cover the gas on this ride. Forget the cost. The showroom hushed. All watching now. Greg's buyers swapped awkward looks. The desk froze mid-call. I stayed put, fingers on the handle, face calm on purpose. You must go now. You're shaming yourself. I held right there, looking at the wheel's cover with seeming draw. Greg's words filled the space. You can't even pay for gas to spin this ride. You think a one-bedroom dweller can manage 520,000. Other sellers watched, unsure to step in. A sharp-dressed buyer near the Porsche area shifted uneasy. Greg turned to the guard post. Kevin, help needed. The guard, a guy in his 50s, rose from his spot with clear doubt, glancing between Greg and me. His hand touched his walkie, but he stepped slow. Something seemed off. Remove this man. He's bothering real buyers. Kevin started toward us, but careful, slow. Greg was almost yelling now. Get him gone. He's wasting time. You can't stay if not real. The whole showroom stopped. Up top, Mark Weber's door opened. Weber came down the steps steady, each foot loud in the quiet. Every eye to him. His face cold. Pro review. He hit the floor, paused, scanned the scene. Greg flushed and stirred, me steady by the Bentley with hand on door. Kevin stuck midway, other crew and buyers watching like crash viewers. Weber's words cut the strain sharp. Greg, my office immediately. Greg whirled to him. Mr. Weber, this guy. Weber lifted one hand, quieting him. I said, immediately. Then he faced me. Mr. Hayes, sorry for the issue. Your ride is set and forms are ready. Greg's color faded. Ride. The term barely whispered. Weber went on. To me while Greg froze. The Bentley Continental you bought is set for handoff. Ownership papers in my office. Kevin. Get Mr. Hayes's forms. Kevin got it fast. Nodded. Went up. Weber at last eyed Greg. You tried to have my buyer thrown out. A buyer who took our priciest stock. He stopped, letting it hit. You're done. Get your things. You have 40 minutes. The showroom stayed dead quiet. Greg's lips moved, shut, moved. No noise. Other sellers stared down, not wanting to see their peers fall. HR will reach you on last pay and perks end. Leave your entry card at desk. Weber faced me. Please, let's finish your forms up. I nodded, following to the steps without Greg glance. Kevin came back with file, gave to Weber. As I hit the fourth step, Greg spoke, raw, cracking, needy. This isn't done. You get me, old guy. This ain't over. You'll pay. I stopped short, didn't turn. Weber spoke cold without back look. Greg, guard will walk you if needed. Go now. I kept up, leaving Greg alone in showroom center, ringed by watchers of his shame. Next to the ride he couldn't move that his father-in-law just cashed. From Weber's window, through the tint glass, I saw Greg stagger to his spot. Other sellers on purpose dodged his gaze. Sudden busy with files, calls, anything to act like they missed what went down. Weber shut the door, put the file on his desk. That was messier than I thought. He said soft. I sat in the same plush seat from 5 weeks back. He picked his paths. Weber pushed the docs to me as I started checking the ownership shift papers. Greg showed below, with a tiny paper box, heading to out with robot steps of shock. He didn't glance up at office, didn't glance anyone, just stepped. The bell rang as he went. I signed the end doc and passed it to Weber. Greg's Mercedes rolled into the drive at 2:30. Through the window, Laura checked the time. Confusion on her face. Way too soon. The garage hummed. She heard his steps, heavier than normal. Then he showed, with a small paper box, collar open, face still red with leftover fury. I've been let go. He dropped the box hard on the counter. Wrongly. Total wrong. Laura stopped, cloth in hand. What went on? Rich buyer griped on my style. Bosses took his part. Office games. Always games there. She stepped near, scanning his face. But your top there doesn't count when wealth talks. They picked cash over trust. He opened his collar more, acted the hurt worker with set moves. Her phone hummed on the counter by them. Note from Melissa, pal who worked nearby the lot. Did your dad just get a Bentley at Greg's spot? Laura eyed the screen. Read twice. Looked to Greg. My dad bought a ride at your lot. Greg's look shifted. Trapped thinking. He switched quick. That's it. Your dad, he came this morning. Shamed me open. Somehow got a pricey ride. Got me out. My dad. How does he afford exactly? Greg spots the gap. Where'd he get funds? Something's off. Shady cash. Maybe wrong. I don't know. But not right. Laura's hand went for her phone. I must ring him. You're ringing him. Greg's tone climbed. I'm your spouse. He wrecked my work, and you side him. But she was dialing. 4 rings. Then his voice. Steady and even. Laura, I waited your call. Where'd you get cash for a Bentley? Greg says you caused his fire. I'll tell all in person. Can you meet later? Why not now? Because you need to view proof. Evidence of all. 3 p.m. Santa Monica Diner. She waited. Greg eyeing her hard. Okay, 3 p.m. After ending, she faced Greg. I'm seeing him. Need his view. Greg's face shadowed. His view, I'm your man. You pick him over me. For the first time in ages. She stood firm. I'm picking to hear him, not sides. She changed outfits, left Greg in the kitchen. Her fingers shook, picking a shirt from her wardrobe. 25 minutes on. She backed her Toyota from the drive. 4 cars back. Greg's Mercedes, tailed at safe space. The diner in Santa Monica was fairly full. Victor sat at a back booth, wall behind, vinyl file by his tea. Laura got there 9 minutes late, face stiff with worry. Sat without hello. Victor started direct. 3 years back. I sold my firm. 6 tool shops grown over 35 years. Sale amount 25 million. Laura's face went shock, doubt, rage. You've had wealth for 3 years and kept quiet. He pushed papers over. Sale deal, bank logs, tax files. All real. All right. Laura's hands quivered reading. I wanted to view your true self. When I seemed broke, you lacked respect. Greg mocked me bold. You stayed mute. We didn't mock. He brought more sheets, printed captures of Greg's online shares laughing at his poor dad-in-law. Messages to pals whining on Victor's sad money state. 1 share from 4 months back, still in that beat accord. Probably can't fill the tank. Laura's face broke. I didn't know he. Then Victor set the pics on the table. Greg with a younger lady, timed, poses toward each other in clear closeness. Eatery booths, motel front, his hand on her back. Her name is Vanessa Taylor. These from last 9 months. Laura eyed the shots, hands slow over her mouth, tears silent down her cheeks. How long her tone hardly to him. 9 months. While he said family couldn't buy new boots for the kids. More files. Eatery bills on cards Laura never knew. Money breakdown showing 380,000 total family read. A separate log detailing Greg's secret 25,000 card used just for fling costs. You got someone to tail him to watch us to guard you and my grandkids. He pushed a money forecast graph. At this red pace, you'll hit auction in 20 months. Greg spent on her while your kids' wants wait. Laura swung between sorrow and guard anger. Maybe he erred, but he's my man. Dad to my kids. Your scheme wrecked his work. How's that guarding us? Victor leaned in, tone strong but soft. I didn't wreck his work. His pride did. I got a ride. He picked to shame a buyer who was his dad-in-law. His picks have results. Quiet grew between them. Laura eyed the picks again. The bank logs, the red study. I need time to sort. Can't handle this now. Take your time, but no. Those kids merit better than money crash and folks showing scorn. Laura collected the papers, shoved them in her bag with quaking hands. She left mute, from his seat. Victor saw her go to her car, 4 spots behind. Greg's Mercedes sat with driver low. He'd tailed, watched via window, couldn't catch words, but saw papers, saw her tears. Victor got his phone, opened notes, wrote Greg aware, she aware, erased it. No penned proof, even own. He ended his tea slow, paid bills, and drove back to Westwood in the Bentley. The ride still seemed odd, too big, too posh, but it did its job. That night, Laura got home 40 seconds before Greg. She didn't hit him on tailing, went straight to bed, locked it. She spread the files on the bed. Studied hours. The pics stung worst. Greg's look in them showed joy she hadn't got from him in ages. Down. Greg scrolled his device. Note from old work pal. Economy lot in Torrance hiring. Less glam, less cash. But open now. He sent app without wait. Cash strain coming. He sensed it. 4 days on. Greg began the new role. Pre-owned sales lead 60,000 pay. 40% drop from old. He told Laura it was short fix while hunting better. That same night, Victor sat in the Bentley, parked by a city green, watching dusk color the LA sky red and gold. His phone showed a note from Laura an hour back. Need more time to think. Don't reach Greg direct. He wrote answer careful. Take needed time. Hear when set. What he skipped. He'd set a meet with a kin law pro for next week. Waite built his firm piece by piece over 35 years. Waite would end this. The pro's space took the 22nd floor of a central LA high-rise. Wall windows framed the city view. Dawn light crisp and clear. Diana Costa sat over her walnut desk, scanning the file Victor sent early, sorted with color marks, time overviews, the trader's way to a kin mess. She looked up, her look pro but kind. Mr. Hayes, this proof is thorough. You've said it all. I grew a firm on proof. This is shielding my kin. With this, cheating. Money lies. Kids good at risk. Your daughter holds strong if she files. The issue is she set Victor's reply fast. Not now, but she will. What to ready, Diana laid out California split law with trained detail. The state ran no blame rules. Cheating alone no sure win. But setup of money wildness clearly hurting young kids good that counted. Courts put kids first. We need money deep dive, pro-accountant study, logging every hid buck, every missed pay, every cost that should go to grandkids but went other. That makes a solid case. The talk lasted 100 minutes, cost 500. First of 8 such meets totaling 3,000 over weeks. 3 days on, Victor rang Laura. The chat moved cautious like thin glass. How you handling all her tone wore out. I've been scanning the files, spotting misses before. He's dodged on the new work. Won't say real pay. Says complex. I've talked to pro, not to force, but to know choices. There's money deep study. You got a pro talk to know how to shield you and kids if you go on. With your okay. I'd like an accountant to check your kin funds, pro. Long quiet. Road sound back hinted she was in car away from Greg. What they need, just what you can give as holder. Bank logins, card logs, loan files. Another quiet, longer, then soft. Okay, do it. That afternoon, Victor reached an accountant group for split money study, paid $5,000 hold. Laura gave all she could reach shared account access. Card numbers, home loan logs. The accountant vowed full report in 3 weeks. 15 days on, the report hit via safe email. 48 pages of deep breakdown. Victor printed, sat at his table with tea that cooled as he read. The figures worse than thought. Logged fling spend, 16,000 over 9 months. 2,000 monthly mean for eats, stays, presents, watches for Vanessa that Laura never got. Hid card opened. No Laura, no. 25,000 owed at 26% rate. Min pays missed. 3 loans in Greg's name sole. 40,000, 30,000, 20,000. Used part for Mercedes start. Part for fling costs. Family home loan. 4 months late. Greg grabbed bank warrants if next missed. Auction start. Kids' school funds. Greg pulled 14,000 7 months back. Cash never told to Laura. Total kin red 380,000. Greg's new low pay of 60,000 couldn't hold current red load. The accountant's end stark. Money fall near without fix. Suggest fast red help or split joint money duties. Victor sent the report to Diana Costa. Then rang Laura. We must meet. The money study done. It's pressing. But before meet, the mess sped alone. The stamped mail hit Laura's home on a Thursday dawn. Bankhead formal, hard words. Notice of home loan fail. 40 days to fix short or auction steps begin. That night, after kids slept. Laura faced Greg in the kitchen. She held the mail like court proof. We're 4 months behind on home. You said pays current. Greg's face to fight mode fast because I lost pay. Your dad wrecked my path. The study says misses even when working. His eyes slim. What study? She saw her slip. The money. You let your dad check our funds. His tone up. You gave him our accounts. This his scheme, Laura. He wants rule you. Wants us split so he can rush and rescue. He walked the kitchen. Moves bigger. Tone filling. Or maybe he shows me fact I ignored. Her tone softer than he thought. Hit stronger. I'm your man. Dad to your kids. You pick him over me. I'm picking fact. I'm seeing him tomorrow on the money study. Greg stepped near, body filling space. But Laura slid side around to door, claimed her move right. You can't, I can. And I will. She went to bed, locked. Then did new. Searched room full. Found card logs tucked in folded tops in his chest. Loan files in a hat box on shelf behind summerwear. Under his bedside, envelope with bills for watches she never got. She snapped all with her phone. Next dawn, she met Victor at the same Santa Monica diner. This time she came with her file, her proof. She set it on table by the accountant report he'd brought. I found loan files last night. 70,000 he took without tell. And he pulled from kids' school funds. Victor heard without cut. The bank mail says we could lose home. My kid's place. She eyed him straight. What now? He picked words careful. Telling, not ordering. The pro says with this proof, you can file split with strong spot on care. The home could shield via law steps. Kids good first under California rule. Her hands held her tea. If I file, all shifts. His folks, our pals, all know. They'll know fact. Fact isn't shame. Hiding is. Quiet grew. A whole 2 minutes went. Then Laura opened her phone, brought the number Victor sent days back. Diana Costa's spot. Her finger waited over call. 9 seconds hold. Then she hit. Put on loud so Victor heard. Diana Costa. Can I help? Laura's tone clear and strong. I need to set a talk with Miss Costa on split steps. 4 days after Laura made the ring, we sat in Diana Costa's meet room. Wall windows viewed the Pacific. Dawn sun off the waves in bright sparks. Laura between Diana and me. Hands clasped on the smooth table. In borrowed work clothes. Diana pushed a file to Laura. Greg got Thomas Brenner. Brenner known for scareways. This won't easy. Laura's hands shook. Taking the pages, 6 sheets of push demands. I read over her. Partner aid citing Laura no work. Half-wed assets, with home, shared care with chance of main care claim for Greg. The end demand tightened my mouth. Probe into my odd money roll and possible sway of client. Threat to pull my money logs. Hint of wrong sway over Laura's choices. How rough will it? Laura's tone small. He's asking partner aid, half assets care. Threat to dig your dad's funds. My funds documented. Law sound. I said. Diana agreed. I know. But Brenner will use find as tool. Make costly and tiring. We need ready for long battle. 8 days on. We sat in Los Angeles County Family Court for start hearing. The room modern, bright lit, cold. Laura at claim table with Diana. Over aisle. Greg in rented suit by Brenner. First time Laura saw Greg since file. He looked slimmer, tougher, needy. Brenner rose, spoke to Judge Ramirez, a lady in her 60s with keen eyes and no time for show. Your Honor. Other was clear swayed by rich dad who set complex plot to break steady wed. Mr. Hayes's sudden show with posh ride, getting detectives, funding this split, all proof of wrong sway. We ask full money show from Mr. Victor Hayes. Ramirez looked doubt. Mr. Brenner. Mr. Hayes's funds not key unless you show he's in wed assets. Can you? His sway over claimers' choices. Not what I asked. Go on. Diana rose steady and set. Your Honor, proof shows other in cheat, money trick, and drained wed assets for own fling. These facts, not sway. She started case steady. Detective pics on court display. Greg with Vanessa Taylor times. Spots. Poses clear. Bank logs showing 16,000 in fling spend marked yellow. The card Greg opened secret. 25,000 owed. Loan files he signed, no Laura no. Pull logs from kids' school funds. 14,000 Greg no explain. Home fail warns he grabbed and hid. Each bit numbered. Listed. Linked. Brenner cut often. Wrong got breach of private. Diana hit back each. Detective worked law in open spots. Laura okayed money study as shared holder. All find right shared. Judge Ramirez scanned files careful, asking sharp queries. Then Diana brought Laura's sworn statement. When Judge asked, Laura read part loud. Her tone shook but held. He said my dad was useless. Made me think it. Made me shame my own kin. At our meal table, before our kids, he'd laugh at my dad's place, his ride, his days. Pause. I said nothing as I learned agree safer than back. The room hushed. Greg eyed the table. Brenner whispered fast in his ear. At break lunch, Brenner neared Diana in hall. I stood with Laura close. Just out here. Brenner's tone low. Threat. My client has data on Hayes's firm sale. Possible tax issues. IRS might care. Diana's face same. Your client free to tell right groups. All logged and law. More Brenner changed. Settle offer. Greg keeps home. Laura gets care. No support. Clean cut. Counter. Laura keeps home with kids. Main care. Greg pays $1,400 monthly kid aid. His red, his load. Take to your client. Brenner's mouth tight. He'll never take. Diana turned to go, then we keep on. Afternoon back. Brenner called Greg to speak, trying show him as loyal dad hit by events. Under Diana's cross. Greg tripped. Couldn't tell hid card. Couldn't write fling spend while kids needed basics. Couldn't show proof of school meets or doc visits. Asked to name kids' coaches. He waited too much. Asked on their now scores. He eyed Brenner for aid that missed. By close. His fingers gripped the box rim. Joints pale. Judge Ramirez's face gone icy. Next week. Brenner used last play. Greg filed for main care, claiming Laura's mood unstable, and my wrong sway made unsafe for kids. Diana ready for this. Called kids' school guide as viewer, who said they showed no worry in mom's care, that Greg missed parent meet 2 years, that Laura helped often. Then Diana brought extra detective log I'd got after first file, logged Greg meet Vanessa 4 times after split start. With once when he said with kids. Pics showed Vanessa at Greg's new place. Judge Ramirez called both pros to front. Spoke soft but strong. They back to tables. Main care to claimer Laura Hayes. Other gets watched visit 3 times weekly. Shift to normal after 100-day check. Out the court. Early night warmth heavy like load. Laura, Diana, and I went to parking. Diana summed result. Start rules favor us hard. End order hearing in 7 weeks. He'll likely take settle over keep. Diana left. Laura turned to me. He looked shattered there. Saw his face. I had Greg's look when care rule said, ruin mixed with fury. All at me over the room. He faults you for all. Laura went. Though he made it. Fault easier than own. We walked to the Bentley. Laura paused before it. This ride. It began all. No. His pics began all. This ride just showed them. As I opened doors, my phone hummed. Note from unknown. You wrecked my days. I won't skip. Screenshot showed from Greg's device. I erased without answer. Didn't tell Laura. But driving her home, I checked back mirror more than normal. 7 weeks on, I sat in court wait spot and work suit. Late August dawn, the cool fighting LA's thick heat. Laura by me in borrowed formal wear. Diana checking end notes on her pad. The end order hearing. Law fight close. 10 a.m. Came and went. The other table empty. Judge Ramirez in at 10:04. All rise for Honorable Judge Ramirez. We stood, sat. She scanned her papers with clear dislike at blank spot. In Hayes versus Hayes, where other unknown, Your Honor, Diana said. He's been right told. At 10:08, door opened. Greg came messy. No pro by him. His suit cheap cloth, loose on thinner build. Face rough. Not style beard, but skip. Mr. Hayes. Late. Where Mr. Brenner Greg's tone rough. Worn. No longer kept. Your Honor. I speak for me. Ramirez breathed out. Split complex all. Fine. This end order hearing. On start rules and given proof. I'm set to give end rule. Wish add proof or say Greg eyed crinkled sheets in his grip. Your Honor, ask rethink care and aid setup. My money spot short. I'm steady parent. Mr. Hayes, start rules handle these. No new proof. End order is made. Greg's hold, already weak. Broke. Tone up. New proof, want new. Her dad said all, wrecked my path, got that ride to shame me. He aimed at me in seats. He's there. He swayed her to this split. Ramirez's tone hard. Mr. Hayes. Mr. Hayes, not in these steps. Your claim's not key. Not key. He got detectives to watch me. Paid her pro. He's ruled all. Diana rose steady. Your Honor. Other dodging from his logged cheat and money wrong. These bursts show why watched visit needed. Greg whirled to her. Watched, I'm their dad. They want me. Mr. Hayes. Calm or contempt. Your act here backs stability worry. Greg breathed hard. Clear, try control. Failed. I lost all from him. Aimed at me again. I sat still. Face flat. Didn't answer. Last warn, Mr. Hayes. Sit. Greg slow sat, head in hands. Ramirez read order loud. We'd ended now. Main home care to Laura. Watched visit for Greg 3 times weekly for 100 days. Then to standard. Kid aid 1,400 monthly start September 1st. School fund payback 250 monthly till 14,000 back. Wed home to Laura with all value. Greg's own reds, hid card, own loans. Fling costs his alone. Of total wed red. He takes 260,000 of 380,000. No partner aid either way. Get these terms? Yes. Greg's tone empty. Get kid aid starts next month. Fail can lead wage take and contempt. Yes, Your Honor. Ramirez signed order. Gave to clerk. Copies to both. This done. Out. Dawn sun strong. Laura, Diana, and I down court steps to parking. Behind, Greg out building. Diana saw first. Touched Laura's arm. Keep go, don't talk. But Greg yelled, Laura. She stopped auto, turned. Greg neared. Diana set between slight. Greg's face needy beg. Please, the kid's my world. Don't hold them. Laura's tone worn but strong. Court set visit. Follow rules. Greg, rules. You let your dad set rules for our kids, I spoke at last. Tone soft but carry. Judge set rules on your acts. Own up. Greg's need to rage. Own you wrecked all I made. You made nothing. You loaned against all, lied all, betrayed kin. I just stopped acting blind. Greg stepped to me. Diana between. Mr. Hayes. Go now. His fists tight loose. Breath rough. At last, he turned. Went to train stop. No ride now. No back look. 4 days on. I came to Laura's home with printed home lists. I'd spent days online hunting homes in nicer areas. Better schools. 4 and 5 beds. Sat at her counter, spreading lists with rising thrill. I've been looking. There's a place in Bel Air. Top schools. 5 beds. So kids get own rooms. I can do start pay. You hold loan with kid aid cash. Laura took a list. Eyed slow. Or this in Malibu, near Good High for Evan. The group handles all. Less for you. I waited thrill. Got quiet. Laura put paper down. Dad, her tone stopped me. I value this, true, but I can't. Puzzle hit, can't why these invests in grandkids. I need air. I just split. Still sorting me without Greg. And you plan my next already. I'm aiding, I know. But feels like rule. Other rule than Greg's. But rule. Words hit strong. Clear strike. I'm not ruling. I know aims. She said softer. But I need time-owned choices. Stand alone. Show me I can. I sat in the Bentley out her home after. Hands on wheel. Motor off. Replayed talk. Clear now. I'd done payback on Greg. But missed what Laura needed after. Room. Own way. Self-pick. Built case for her free, then fast-tried manage that free. I started motor, drove to my place. At stop, I saw known. Greg's Mercedes GLA on tow truck going other way. Bank take tags on glass. The ride he'd bragged at first meal, now hauled. But my win muted by Laura's words. Back home, I sat on couch, eyed old kin pick, my late wife, young Laura grinning. Easier days. My phone hummed. Note from Laura. Thanks all you've done. True, but need room to find me. I'll ring when set. Love you. I wrote answer. Erased. Wrote. Sent at last. Get it. Here when need. Love you too. Put phone face down on table. Purpose act of room. Saw payback one, but rebuild needed other way. Wait, no plan. Aid, no lead. There, no push. I took the fight. Now learn handle win. 8 days after our talk on home lists, I sat at table checking money files. The home statement for Laura's place by my checkbook. Due in 6 days. 2,400. I knew she no cash yet. New call hounds still. I wrote check. Addressed envelope straight to loan firm. Not Laura. Dodging look of giving her cash. Just clear block. Second envelope. Check to red merge firm. 200,000 to clear her share of wed red from split order. Fresh start. Both showed my bank path. But no notes, no tells. I sent on way to market. That night, my phone rang. Laura's. Hey. Long quiet before she. Dad. The loan firm rang, said account current. Extra to next. Did you home in your name? Wanted sure you hold. Another quiet and the hound firm rang, said my red cleared. Dad. You needed fresh to restart. That's it. Quiet then. Thanks. After end, I noted in book. 202,400 total. Didn't mark as loan or give. Just aid. 3 weeks on. She rang with new tone. Thrilled. Got work. Desk lead at health clinic. 45,000. Begin Tuesday. My joy real. Great. Well done. Tell me. We chatted 25 minutes. 4 docs. Planning. Billing duties. Her drive. She sounded changed. Proud. Next Tuesday. She started pattern. Drop kids at school. Drive 20 minutes to spot. Handle patient move and files. Get kids at 6. Her first pay 2 weeks on. She sent pic of stub on her wall. First cash in 13 years. I answered. First many. Proud. Week 4. She moved her den stuff without ask view. Painted a side wall self after online guide. Took kids shop with own cash. Simple buys. But her pics. Small own acts. Building bigger. When I came to give holiday toys for kids, I saw shifts. Other stuff set up. New color. Her computer on counter with job charts. Proof of lone life built. I know word on shifts. Just asked her job. Mid-September. Greg's spot worsened more. His lead at Torrance Lot called him in. I heard later via Laura. Greg, you've late 5 times this month. Day before. Buyer said you reek booze, Greg defended. Handling own issues. Handle out work time. Last warn. That night, he drank extra. Rang Laura at 10:15. She told me next day. His tone thick, blurred. Laura, miss you. Miss kids. We kin, can't we? She cut firm. You're boozed. Don't ring like. But he kept. All broke. Lost all. Need second shot. Please. Her tone sad but set. You had shots. Lots. You picked. Can't mend. The kids want dad. Kids want steady, sober, duty. When you show, court adjust visit. Till, this talk over. She ended. Next dawn. Greg late to lot again. Lad waited. Clear desk. Done. No job again. With Greg's mess worse and Laura working, I turned after class there for grandkids. Not by push. But Laura asked, Dad, can you get kids Wednesday and Friday stay till I'm home? I yes, fast. Those times routine. I got Evan and Sophia from school at 4. Brought to my place or stayed theirs on work needs. Aided Sophia with addition using dice. Game it. Showed Evan ratio ideas using burger bits. Got real burger to show. No talks on cash or duty. Just there and wait. In one work time. Sophia looked from her sheet. Grandpa, why Dad not live us now? I picked words careful. Sometimes grown make picks hurt loved ones. Your mom brave pick to shield you. Your dad must fix self. But you loved by both and me. Evan, silent, asked other, you wealthy. I stopped. I have plenty. What counts not have cash. It's wise use and treat folk respect, Sophia thought. Dad had posh ride, but not kind. Right. Items not make good. Acts do. Late September night, after kids slept. Laura sat with me at counter, tea between. She'd quiet all night, sorting. At last, spoke. Been thinking on all happened. The ride, split, all. I waited. For weeks. I thought you vindictive. Payback on Greg for treat. She raised hand before I let end. But seeing how you've been past weeks, giving room, aiding no rule, time with kids, no plan. I get now, not payback. You showed fact I feared see, her eyes damp, but no cry. You saved us, not just from money end, but from future I missed coming. Cash ruin, heartbreak. You showed me worth more than I thought. My tone rough. You always just needed you see. She reached over, took my hand. Sorry took long to get. We sat easy quiet. Out. Neighbor's auto water started. Beat sound via open pane, marking normal night in fixed life. My new place modest but comfy. 3 beds, 1 mine, 1 for grandkids. Double beds with bright covers Sophia helped pick. Shelf with right age reads. Small table for work. Kitchen bigger than old. Real cook. Den had cozy couch and kin picks on wall. 1 from tool shop first. Other knew of me with Evan and Sophia at Green. Afternoon before Sophia's 10th birthday. I set den for small party. Balloons in blue and gold. Her top colors. Home cake cooling on counter. Chocolate with icing. Web recipe. First cake in ages. Small wrapped stack on side. Bell at 5. Laura with Evan and Sophia. Sophia rushed. Grandpa, balloons, hugged. Evan followed. Quiet but grin. Laura brought veggie tray. Eyed space. Dad, this spot perfect you. Perfect us kids needed right room when stay. Party simple but true. Played card game. Evan won. Sophia faked upset fun. I showed card trick from young. War with bets using dimes. Sophia loved bet part. Laura laughed. Cake time. I brought with 10 lights. We sang wrong notes. Sophia blew. Wished secret. But I'd mom and me making. We cut cake. Bit tilted, but good. Best ever, Sophia said. Evan. Real. Good. Grandpa. Little tilted. First in 35 years. Tilted win. Can we make next? Sophia asked. I'll aid. Yes. Gifts. Gave Sophia craft kit. She drew interest for Evan. Robot set. He wondered machines. Simple gifts picked thoughtful. Sophia hugged. Can we craft tomorrow, sure? As night slowed. Kids with new stuff while Laura and I cleaned kitchen. She's soft. They're joyful. Real joyful. Can't recall last party this easy. No strain, no act, just kin. She agreed. Just kin. Later, kids viewing show in den. Laura and I at counter with tea. She eyed me straight. Need say proper. You saved us not just money ruin. Saved me from lose me full. I started wave off. She kept. Let end. I became person I not know. Agree Greg cruel. Take scorn normal. Teach kids cash more than heart. Her tone steady. You showed fact when I no want. Yes, hurt. Yes, hard. But gave chance rebuild real. Not Greg add. I just showed fact. You brave act on. She shook no. No. You made where I could act. Logged proof. Got pro. Fixed funds. Without base. I'd trap still. Believe his real. Pause. Thanks. True. I held her hand. Your daughter. Shield not favor. Duty and love. From den. Sophia yelled. Grandpa. Evan says show guy can't. Tell him. We both grinned. Thanks moment to normal kin days. Next week. I met a state pro. Set learn trust for Evan and Sophia. 600,000 total. 300 each. Set only for school costs. Fees. Texts. Stay at schools. Pays start each at 19. Docs named Laura trustee till kids 26. Pro said all law sound filed. Next week, I asked Laura to my place. Told trust setup. Showed files. Her eyes big. 600,000 for learn. Yes. They'll have chances I made self. No learn read. No money walls to skill. She quiet. Handling. This I know words. Say you'll sure they prize learn not just cash led, but no self. She vowed. Next Sunday afternoon, sunny. Warm October day. I got Evan and Sophia in Bentley. They used now. Thrill gone. Just Grandpa's ride. Drove to local treat shop in Santa Monica. Parked. Kids out. Sophia took hand to door. We got Sophia strawberry, Evan cookie dough, I coffee, sat out table, LA sun warm but coast wind nice. Sophia swung legs eating treat. Grandpa, why such posh ride I stopped? Thought other ask, what mean you're not brag, but ride real costly? Right, Evan added. Mom said you could got long. Why not? I thought answer careful. I got when time right. Have costly not bad or good alone. What counts why have and treat folk. No matter own, Sophia thought. So, okay have good if still kind. Right. Heart not by owns, by picks and treat others. Evan quiet second. Dad had good ride, but not kind to you or mom. I know bad Greg. Your dad made picks. We all. Some picks good ends, some no. Key learn them. Sophia, end treat. I'll kind and have good when big. I grinned. If kind and work strong, likely. We drove drop at Laura's. As out car, Evan stopped. Thanks. Grandpa, all, not just treat. Wait all, always. I saw them run to door where Laura waited. Wave me, I wave, drove. At stop, caught image in back glass. Let small grin. Fair served, kin fixed. Tomorrow safe, job done. If you like this tale, please like video, join channel, and share thoughts on tale in comments. To hear next tale, hit box left. Thanks watching.